Hi, I wanted to talk today about parents that are, let's just politely say, a little overly thrifty. Impolitely, we can just say they're super cheap and they're driving you nuts. They refuse to spend a dime on anything. And you're having to pick up the slack. And it's just incredibly frustrating. I've heard from a number of you saying, what can I do? So here's what you do. First thing you do is kind of take a walk in their well-worn shoes. Find out what is it that's driving that fear of spending any money, if you can. Maybe talk about what it was like when they were growing up. What was the money situation then? Because that imprinted on how they're viewing spending today. Maybe they're afraid of not having enough. They may be afraid that if they spend money now, they won't have enough for eventualities like medical issues in the future or unseen political changes that affect their income stream. Maybe they're wanting to save money as a legacy for their heirs. If you can understand where they're coming from a little bit better, it leads to empathy, which leads to reduced frustration. So start there. The next thing you can do is empower decisions together. When they do have to spend money on something, maybe they need to get a new garden hose or whatever, a plumber or something like that, a piece of clothing. Sit down with them and go over the options together. You can have input, like this one's got a better warranty or whatever, but ultimately allow them to make the decision themselves. Even if they buy the cheapest thing there is and you don't agree, let them make the decision unless it's a harmful one for some reason. Then it empowers them and it frees you of that sense of responsibility. And that's very healthy. Another thing you can do in a healthy way in this situation is set boundaries. Your husband or you have been mowing the lawn every week and you're just over it. You're just over it. You don't have time. Let them know, just calmly, lovingly, firmly, that you're not going to be mowing the lawn anymore. You've got a guy and he's available on Tuesdays. He's going to start next week. He's reasonable and that's going to be a great solution. Mom, I love you, but I can't mow your lawn anymore. I've arranged for this guy and you'll be paying him every week. And that's going to just allow me to free up time so I can spend time with you doing other things that I enjoy more doing with you. Another thing that you can do is recognize their handicap. It's an impairment, almost like a chemical dependency or even some kind of dementia where they can't control this dysfunction of just being so afraid to spend any money. It's a giving up of control. It's a lack of trust that they will have enough. And this is their concern is that they're going to end up destitute and they're terrified. And so their way of hanging on is to just hang on to every penny just in case. If you understand that and release that, don't expect them to make necessarily rational decisions, then you can view them with compassion and enjoy the things that you enjoy about them, help them as much as you're willing and able, love doing things with them, but don't let their dysfunctional view of spending infect you and your relationship with your parents.